The Snail Bride. Once upon a time, in a small seaside village during the Joseon dynasty, there lived a poor, lonely farmer. Though he worked tirelessly in the fields every day, he was over 20 and still unmarried, returning each night to an empty, silent house. One day, while tilling the soil under the scorching sun, the farmer sighed and muttered to himself,
"Who will I ever share this harvest with? Am I destined to grow old and die all alone?"
Suddenly, a clear and beautiful voice drifted from somewhere nearby.
"Share it with me. Who else would you share it with?"
Startled, the farmer spun around, but the fields were empty, and only the sound of the wind filled the air.
Am I hearing things because I'm so lonely?
When the farmer muttered, "Who will I live with?" once more, the voice answered even more clearly than before.
"With me. Who else?"
I heard it again. This is certainly no hallucination.
The farmer searched through the grass and looked into a small pond, where he found an unusually large and beautifully colored snail.
You are no ordinary snail, are you? Was it you who answered me?
Though the snail remained silent, the farmer felt strangely drawn to it and carefully carried it home in his arms. Upon arriving, he filled a large water jar with fresh water and placed the snail inside, tending to it with great care every single day. From that day on, miraculous things began to happen in the farmer's humble home. Returning home exhausted after a long day of work, the farmer stopped in his tracks.
What is all this?
On his old table sat a feast of steaming white rice and delicacies he had never tasted before. The messy room was spotless, and his tattered clothes were neatly mended. As this continued every day, the farmer's curiosity grew until he could no longer contain it. The next day, he pretended to head to the fields, but circled back to hide behind the door and watch. At noon, white smoke rose from the water jar, and a breathtakingly beautiful woman stepped out.
Is this a dream or reality?
The woman gracefully entered the kitchen, washed the rice, and began to cook. She cleaned the room and polished the jars until they sparkled. When she finished her work, she began to slip back into the jar. The farmer rushed to check, but found only the snail sitting there.
How can this be? I must watch again tomorrow.
The following day, just as the woman finished her chores and prepared to return to the jar, the farmer ran out and caught her by the hand.
Wait, please, stay.
"Oh, you startled me."
Who are you? And why have you been preparing these meals for me every day?
"You have found me out. I suppose I must tell you everything. I am the daughter of the Dragon King of the Sea. I ventured into the human world without permission and was turned into a snail as punishment. Thanks to you, I found a safe place to hide, so I worked to repay your kindness."
Enchanted by her kind heart and beauty, the farmer gathered his courage.
A princess, the Dragon King's daughter. Please, would you do me the honor of becoming my wife?
"One day I must return to the sea. How could I possibly marry you?"
Even so, I don't care. Even a single day with you would make me the happiest man alive.
Moved by his sincere proposal, the woman thought for a long time before finally speaking.
"Then you must make me one promise. You must never reveal my true identity to anyone."
I promise. I swear it.
and so the two became husband and wife, living in blissful harmony. The farmer loved his wife so much that he hated to be away from her for even a moment. Even in the fields, he could only think of her.
I can't bear to be apart from you. I can hardly focus on my work.
The Snail Bride took a brush and ink and painted a portrait of herself. It was so skillfully done that the image seemed alive.
Take this painting with you. When you look at it, you will feel as if I am right by your side. But you must be careful. If the wind begins to blow, you must hide the painting immediately.
I understand. I will be very careful.
The farmer hung the painting on a tree near the field and worked happily. But one day, a sudden whirlwind swept through.
Oh no! The painting! Stop!
The painting soared high into the sky and fell directly in front of the local magistrate's carriage.
Oh, what is this? Can such a beautiful woman truly exist in this world? Find her at once.
After searching high and low, the magistrate arrived at the farmer's house.
You are the most beautiful woman in this land. Come with me to the government office and become my wife.
I already have a husband. I cannot and will not obey that command.
You dare defy my orders?
Determined to take her, the magistrate schemed all night and dragged the farmer to his office the next morning.
Listen, farmer, let us make a bet. If I win, I take your wife. If you win, I will grant you whatever you desire. What do you say? The first challenge is to plant trees on that barren mountain. We start at sunrise, and whoever plants more by sunset wins.
The magistrate laughed, certain of his victory with his hundreds of soldiers.
What should I do? The magistrate has an army, and I am but one man. I cannot protect you.
To the despairing farmer, the Snail Bride handed a ring with a letter tied to it.
Do not worry, my husband. Take this ring to the sea and throw it in. My father will help you.
When the farmer threw the ring into the water, the sea split open with a thunderous roar, revealing the shimmering dragon palace.
This, then, is the noble place my wife left for me.
The Dragon King, after reading the letter, welcomed the farmer warmly.
So you are the farmer who has been looking after my daughter. Welcome, son-in-law.
The farmer explained the magistrate's cruelty in detail.
That wicked man, using his power to bully the innocent. Take this gourd. When the contest begins, open it. You shall not lose.
The day of the bet arrived. The magistrate brought hundreds of soldiers, while the farmer appeared with only a single gourd.
He thinks he can beat the magistrate with a bottle?
Fine, then. Let us begin. Go.
The soldiers rushed to plant trees. When the farmer opened his gourd, a swarm of thousands of strong men poured out like ants. In the blink of an eye, they covered the mountain with trees and vanished like smoke.
This is impossible. This must be sorcery.
The barren mountain had been transformed into a lush forest.
The farmer won! The farmer won!
When the farmer returned home, the Snail Bride greeted him warmly.
You won the first bet. Do not worry. My father will help us until the end.
Bah, that was just luck. Next is a horse race. The first to reach that hill wins.
Magistrate, did you not give your word?
Silence. It takes 2 victories to prove a true winner.
The farmer returned to the Dragon Palace, and the Dragon King spoke.
A horse race? Take this pony. He looks small, but he is my dragon steed. In your moment of need, he will reveal his true form.
The next day, the magistrate brought a majestic black stallion, while the farmer arrived with a scrawny, wheezing pony.
Stay strong, husband. You will surely win.
At the signal, the magistrate's stallion shot forward, but the farmer's pony soon gained speed and caught up. Suddenly, the magistrate's men tripped the pony. Just as it stumbled, a brilliant light erupted from the horse, and it transformed into a magnificent silver dragon steed. The dragon steed leaped into the air and flew across the sky.
Look, that horse is flying!
The horse landed gracefully at the finish line. The farmer had won again.
I lost again? This cannot be.
Furious, the magistrate demanded one more contest.
The first to cross the sea to that island by boat wins.
The farmer visited the dragon palace for the third time.
A race across the sea? Ha ha ha! I rule the waves. Take this small boat. I will send the wind and waves to aid you and punish that wicked official.
On the day of the race, a massive crowd gathered. The magistrate had a grand sailing ship, while the farmer had only a tiny raft.
That tiny boat against that giant ship? The farmer is doomed this time.
The race began, and the small boat started slowly. But suddenly, a massive wave rose and carried the farmer's boat forward with incredible speed.
What? How is that boat so fast?
When the magistrate's men tried to block the farmer, another giant wave crashed into them.
The ship is tipping! Help! Save us!
The grand ship capsized, and the men were thrown into the water. One by one, the farmer rescued them all.
Thank you! Oh, thank you so much!
Though defeated, the magistrate made one final desperate proposal.
3 times. I lost 3 times. This is the last one. Build a great house and serve noodles to 500 people by tomorrow.
Magistrate, this is truly the last time. Promise you will never bother us again if I win.
Fine, I promise.
Is this the last one? Then I shall come with you. I want to be by your side.
The farmer returned to the dragon palace one last time.
Feeding 500 people? Take this golden gourd. Simply strike it against the ground.
The next day, the farmer struck the golden gourd on the ground in the village square. A blinding light spread out. When the light faded, a magnificent tiled house stood before them, filled with long tables set with steaming noodles and side dishes.
Elders of the village, please come in and eat your fill.
No matter how many people ate, the noodles never ran out. The villagers were overjoyed.
Magistrate, have you seen? Now admit your defeat.
4 times. I have lost 4 times.
Looking at the happy faces of the people, the magistrate finally felt ashamed of his greed.
Magistrate, you must keep your promise now.
Losing 4 times, it must be the will of heaven. I have lost. I will never trouble you again.
The magistrate left the village in disgrace, and it was soon heard that he was stripped of his rank for his crimes.
Justice has been served. The heavens were watching.
The farmer and the Snail Bride embraced, finally at peace. They went on to have beautiful children and lived a life of plenty. The farmer kept his wife's secret forever, and they lived happily ever after. The villagers passed down their story, teaching that true love can overcome any trial and that justice will always prevail over power. Even now, they say the sound of their warm laughter can still be heard in that seaside village. If you enjoyed this story, please like and subscribe. I will be back with another interesting Korean folktale.